very like respectful guy, brought up by a good family, but if I can kill you, I will kill you. That's just how I am. And this is just the job I do, so let's go.
Definitely a must win for me. Not only a win, but I need a devastating win. I need a knockout. That's what we come to see. You know, you got two beautiful heavyweights up here that you don't know what to expect from them. You know, we have a question mark on our back because we're unpredictable as fighters.
In these waters, me. You beat all the rest of them, but you ain't beat Tyson Fury yet, sausage. Look at him, his heart's pounding now. He's like a little pussy with an earring in. Shithouse.
Explosive drama unfolds as Tyson Fury launches a fierce verbal assault during the press conference, targeting both Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua with relentless intensity. His brutal questioning of their courage sends shockwaves through the heavyweight division as he openly accuses them of ducking the biggest fights and avoiding the inevitable showdown that fans demand.
Can't beat me. You can never beat me. If you beat me in your dreams, you better wake up and apologise. I stole that from Ali, by the way, sorry.
Just say that. But listen, he done everyone, give everyone what they wanted, knocked him clean out, yeah? Not me, but everybody else. And now, they're on about, let's do a Wilder warm-up. Why do they want to fight Wilder for? Fight the fucking Gypsy King. Fuck Wilder, he's a bum. I've battered him 3 times.
Fury's wrath centers directly on Anthony Joshua, painting him as a fighter consumed by fear and desperately avoiding the ring encounter that could define both their legacies. Meanwhile, he completely writes off Deontay Wilder as irrelevant, positioning Joshua as the only name worth his attention while building a narrative of cowardice around the former unified champion.
The ball's in AJ's corner. If he wants to do the fight, he will. If he doesn't, he doesn't.
How long do you give it?
I want to fight again in August or September. And hold on. August or September.
Anthony Joshua fires back with ice-cold confidence, dismantling Fury's claims of dominance and making it crystal clear that he fears no man in the heavyweight division. His calculated response challenges every assumption about hesitation, positioning himself as the willing warrior ready to settle the debate once and for all inside the squared circle.
When I've listened to what he's been saying, that there does need to be one champion and one face. And we've both got an opportunity where I have no mandatories, he has no obligations.
Fury returns with renewed venom, dismissing any thought of tune-up fights and declaring his complete superiority over Wilder while keeping Joshua firmly in his crosshairs. His explosive energy radiates championship-level confidence, making it clear that only elite-level warfare interests him as the heavyweight landscape shifts toward an inevitable collision.
Like, I've come back, I've been out the ring 16 months, coming off 2 losses. He's just had a good win himself and knocked Jake Paul's spark out, done everyone here a favour, yeah? I like Jake, just say that. But listen, he done everyone, give everyone what they wanted, knocked him clean out, yeah? Not me, but everybody else. And now, they're on about, let's do a Wilder warm-up. Why do they want to fight Wilder for? Fight the fucking Gypsy King. Fuck Wilder, he's a bum. I've battered him 3 times.
Eddie Hearn reveals the high-stakes negotiations happening behind closed doors, confirming that Joshua is actively pursuing the biggest names available in the division. His strategic approach targets both Fury and Wilder as realistic opponents, showing the calculated planning driving Joshua's return to the pinnacle of heavyweight boxing.
Separate deal. I mean, we have made it clear that we are willing to fight Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury back to back. And I'm not being disrespectful that Wilder is a warm-up fight, but AJ's very comfortable to go into that fight next. That's not the basis of the deal that we've been offered, but it's definitely one we're interested in if it was offered. And if they want to look at that route, I think some might perceive that to be a more dangerous option, especially when there's so much riding on.
Simon Jordan dissects the psychology behind the public confrontations, explaining how every ringside appearance and media moment builds toward the ultimate heavyweight clash. His analysis reveals the deliberate nature of these encounters, where both fighters understand that every word and gesture adds fuel to the fire of their inevitable meeting.
And they know where the situation lies, which is up to Anthony Joshua. If he feels he's ready to fight Tyson Fury, then that fight can happen. But he may well not feel that. And I do think that ultimately Anthony, sitting there at ringside, would have known what was coming. would have known there's an expectation for him to have some sort of interaction with Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury doesn't just arrive back on the scene and Anthony Joshua sit ringside and doesn't expect to have an interaction.
Frank Warren cuts through the speculation with brutal honesty, confirming Fury's complete readiness while expressing frustration over contractual delays. His statements keep the Joshua fight at the forefront of negotiations, emphasizing that everything hinges on signatures rather than willingness to compete at the highest level.
He hasn't signed up for that fight. That's the position. And until he does, it's pointless talking about it. Tyson's ready to go. He's there, ready, willing, able. He's not going to sit around forever, but he's there and he wants to do the fight. And that's where we're at.
Deontay Wilder emerges with devastating clarity about his intentions, declaring his readiness to demolish anyone standing in the heavyweight division. His no-nonsense approach positions him as the dangerous wildcard capable of disrupting any plans between Fury and Joshua, keeping himself relevant in the title conversation.
It wasn't a exchange. I mean, it wasn't a few words. You know, I adapted up with him and I said, now let's get it on. And it was simple as that.
Is that the fight you want next, Deontay?
I'm ready for whoever, you know. It's whoever. As long as these guys is in the heavyweight division, I'm here. You know, like I said, you can call me Mr. Clean because I want to clean up the whole division. The heavyweight division is nothing without Deontay Wilder.
Duke McKenzie analyzes the contrasting approaches during heated exchanges, praising Joshua's composed control while highlighting Fury's aggressive media manipulation tactics. This breakdown reveals how both fighters strategically handle pressure situations, using completely different methods to achieve the same goal of building toward their massive showdown.
Immediately after the fight. Now, AJ's response was, well, I'm not playing your game. I'm not going to jump in the ring. I'm not going to start bad-mouthing you, and you're not going to start pushing me around. You know, AJ's his own man, ultimately, as is Fury. Fury did it his way, where he thought he could incite a little bit of tension and make everybody start sitting up and believe that he actually meant business because he wants to fight AJ. I believe he wants to fight AJ because he knows now.
Eddie Hearn outlines the masterful blueprint that could deliver back-to-back heavyweight blockbusters, confirming that careful planning avoids unnecessary risks while targeting the division's biggest prizes. His strategic vision demonstrates how methodical the matchmaking process has become, building toward the career-defining clash that boxing desperately needs.
And he's ready and he's motivated, but we've got to do it right. The deal that we've been offered, which is to fight in July and then fight Tyson Fury in November, is not with Deontay Wilder in mind. I think the powers that be don't really want us to be in that type of fight.
Right.
We're up for that type of fight.
I was going to say...
AJ's also said to me, I will fight Wilder.
Johnny Nelson applauds Joshua's remarkable composure under intense public pressure, highlighting his ability to maintain dignity when lesser fighters would have exploded emotionally. This discipline becomes a crucial weapon when facing someone as unpredictable and provocative as Fury, showing Joshua's mental strength in high-stakes environments.
Anthony do? I rate him for what he did, because most people, most fighters, ego gets involved, thinking this man's not mugging me off in front of all these people. You get up and say blah blah blah, you bite. AJ sat there and he just said, you know, I'm your landlord. You know, me and you fight and be on my terms. It doesn't matter what you say, what you shout about.
Max Kellerman reveals that Joshua isn't avoiding the fight, but masterfully controlling its timing through calculated patience and strategic planning. His analysis adds depth to the rivalry dynamics, showing how both champions continue circling each other while waiting for the perfect moment to deliver the heavyweight spectacle fans crave.
Anthony Joshua said he would take the fight, but on his own time. After the fight, AJ said he's still dealing with a lot of things, but he'll be ready, guys. And the quote was, as I said, on his own time. It looked to me like AJ was staking out a negotiating position. How did it look to you?
Yeah, I think it was a power move from Anthony Joshua and Eddie Hearn to say, hey, we're the ones in control. Obviously, they are not, right? Tyson Fury is the cash cow.
Yes, he is. I'm the landlord is what he
right,
said.
Come on, he's the 10, let's be real. But I liked it, it was a great line. And Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, this is similar to Mayweather Pacquiao. It's gonna happen past when we wanted to see it.
Shane Fury delivers brutally honest insight into the razor-thin margins separating elite heavyweights, emphasizing how one devastating punch can instantly change everything in this dangerous division. His assessment shows the competitive gap has closed significantly over time, transforming this from a predictable outcome into a genuine 50-50 war where family loyalty still leans toward Tyson but respects Joshua's legitimate threat.
Because listen, interim fights for both men, it's a dangerous thing. As you can see in there, listen, it takes one punch. So for me, if it's going to happen, let it happen next. And then the winner can probably go on to do AJ. If he wins, he could probably go and fight the world title. If Tyson wins, he can go and fight Usyk.
How does that fight go? How does your brother?
Listen, if you'd have asked me 5 or 6 years ago, or 4 or 5 years ago, however long it would have been, it'd have been 75-25 Tyson. Now it evens up. The odds has evened up. I reckon I'd favour Tyson, but it's a close one. Both men's aged.
Ajit Kabayel demonstrates the uncertainty surrounding this potential clash through his cautious analysis, admitting that predicting the winner presents an impossible challenge even for fellow professionals. This hesitation perfectly captures how evenly matched these fighters appear, building tremendous anticipation for a bout where genuine danger and uncertainty create the perfect storm for boxing's biggest event.
This was a good show, for the fans. Yeah, we will see. I think all the fans in Britain he will see the fight. AJ versus Fury.
Who do you think will win that fight after what you saw tonight?
I don't know. I don't know. But my prediction is very bad. I say to you, Fury win the fight maybe in the first 4 rounds, but you see the result. I don't know. Really, I don't know.
Dillian White unleashes passionate criticism about Joshua's communication style compared to Fury's direct approach, demanding more action and fewer words to finalize the heavyweight division's most important fight. His emotional commentary highlights widespread frustration over delays and negotiations, while indirectly boosting Fury's reputation as the more aggressive negotiator, increasing pressure on Joshua to step up immediately.
He just said I'm the boss, I'm the landlord, and I don't know. He just says AJ stuff, just bollocks. Just say yes, it's the biggest fight in real boxing. Just say yeah, you let him get any younger, you let us get older. The fight's getting harder and harder to make. Just take the fight and just shut up. Just have the fight. That's the difference between me and him. I'll have it. I'll fucking have it. You don't need to go with me into a fight. I'll have it. You need to go with me and have it right away, It makes sense.
Johnny Nelson emphasizes the critical timing window for this historic clash, warning that any delay risks destroying the fight's magnitude if either boxer suffers an upset loss beforehand. His urgent message stresses that this represents boxing's most significant opportunity in years, demanding immediate action rather than risky warm-up fights that could derail the sport's biggest prize.
Regardless of all the heavyweights around the world, it is the biggest fight in boxing to it, even now. But you can't leave it too long. We've had the Gypsies warning. AJ got turned over. Fury's been retired. Now that you've got the chance for this to happen, you can't leave it too long, because one of them lose. That is no longer the biggest fight in boxing.
So AJ doesn't get a warm up.
And you know what? I think AJ and Fury is bigger than anybody you put in with Usyk.
Amir Khan celebrates Fury's impressive ring return while immediately pivoting to the massive Joshua possibility, calling it the long-awaited showdown that defines modern heavyweight boxing. His excitement reflects the boxing community's growing belief that both fighters are finally positioned where this dream fight can become reality, especially after their intense face-to-face confrontation.
Tyson Fury was fantastic today. He boxed really well, and it's great to see that he's back on the scene again. And obviously, he boxed so well today, 2 years at the ring, or something like that. I think he's back now, where we want to see that mega fight now with him and AJ. I think that fight could be next for both of them. What a massive fight that would be for British boxing, and let's see where it goes, man.
Sugar Hill emphasizes Fury's peak mental state through his relaxed confidence and entertainment-focused approach, showing how the champion thrives when embracing the spotlight rather than feeling pressured by it. This dangerous combination of skill and charismatic personality makes a potential Joshua clash even more explosive, proving Fury is mentally prepared for the biggest stages.
I thought he did good. I thought he had fun. Things he had worked on in training camp. More importantly, just him being happy, being back an entertainer. Forget about boxing. He's an entertainer. He's entertaining at the press conference, the weigh-ins.
Tommy Fury pushes for immediate action between his brother and Joshua, insisting this year must deliver the fight without unnecessary tune-ups or further delays. His family perspective adds internal pressure on both camps, acknowledging Joshua's personal struggles while demanding that the moment for boxing's biggest fight is right now.
If AJ gets his shit together, like I say, he's gone through a lot, I understand that, but I don't think a tune-up fight helps or doesn't help. Let's just get the fight on. It should have happened.
Teofimo Lopez provides balanced insight into the competitive matchup, crediting Fury's current momentum while suggesting Joshua could excel in a grueling 12-round battle. His mixed prediction perfectly captures how even active fighters see both men as extremely dangerous in different ways, adding excitement to this overdue heavyweight collision.
Yeah, I think that maybe one more fight and then the AJ for the end of the year this year. But I think that the people need it, man. It's been like long overdue. And but for Fury, seeing him the way he fought, he was getting his momentum here and there. And you know, I think in a 12-round fight now, coming into it, the next fight, I think we're going to see a better version of him.
What would you make of the Anthony Joshua fight? How would you see that one playing out?
I love Fury. I've always been a fan of Fury. I think that AJ...
Carl Frock questions Joshua's perceived hesitancy compared to Fury's active preparation, while maintaining that the inevitable clash will still deliver boxing's biggest spectacle. His analysis increases anticipation by demanding face-to-face confirmation of the fight's intensity, keeping fans hungry for the historic heavyweight battle that could define an entire era.
That don't want that fight, or sounded like they didn't want the fight, was Anthony Joshua. Talking about not stealing his thunder or whatever. I think the fight's going to happen. I think the fight is happening, and we're all looking forward to it. But Tyson Fury deserves respect, deserves credit, and yeah, we've got to acknowledge that he's just had a solid 12 rounds against a game opponent, and he got some good work in there, and that will set him up for the Anthony Joshua fight. And I'd like to see these two come together a little bit and just be face to face, up close and personal.
The heavyweight division stands on the precipice of its defining moment as Fury's confidence collides with Joshua's determination in the most anticipated clash of the modern era. Every word spoken and every confrontation shared builds toward the inevitable explosion that will reshape boxing history. Subscribe now to witness the next chapter of this epic heavyweight saga unfold.